Alright guys, this is a different video. Today we're going to be talking about Cadpat TW. If you don't know what Cadpat is, I'll tell you in the next slide. This will be a nice Google slide presentation. So let's get to it. There we go. So what is Cadpat? So Cadpat is kind of like the current camouflage pattern that the Canadian military uses. And just to clarify, I'm not an expert on any of this, so don't quote me on anything I say today. This is just what I know from watching a couple videos. But, anyways, so we have different types of camouflage at Cadpat. We got arid for desert environments. Uh, we have digital. Well, it is digital, of course. One of the first ever digital camouflages to make way, and then we have obviously their forest camouflage, woodland, based off their Canadian forests. The reason why I'm picking Cadpat today is a very unique camouflage pattern, because there's a lot of camouflage patterns out there that were digital that didn't work out, and Cadpat was one of those that did work out because obviously it was, I believe, the first digital camouflage pattern out there to be made into this form. And some countries like the United States took this digital pattern and made their own variants. The Marines making a successful one, and the Army and the Navy not making as successful ones. Mainly the Army's one just looking like garbage and not blending into anything, and then Navy's blue. So what happens if you get lost in the water? Well, they're not gonna be able to see you if you're wearing blue. So, you know, and wearing blue uniforms in the combat is what the French did in World War One, and we know what happened to them. So yeah, you know. Anyways, next slide. So let's just. So what happens if you want to buy Cadpat? Well, that's what this video is kind of about. Where to buy and how to buy Cadpat. Simple. eBay, Facebook Marketplace / groups, or surplus stores. Now here's the thing. Canada has a very strict law on selling. Well, I wouldn't say strict, but still a law on selling Cadpat camouflage to civilians. I think it is mainly because of the IR seal on the uniforms, which basically, protect it from glowing when put under night vision. So a lot of stuff you buy, and that's why it's very hard to buy Cadpat. You will never really find it unless you're lucky, especially the equipment, and that's what the next slide's going to talk about. So, uniform, you can buy them from stores that make replica Cadpat uniforms. Milcott is a brand that makes them. Now, if you're trying to go for a realistic kit, do just buy genuine Cadpat. People still sell it. It's just it's obviously used, worn, and it's hard to come by. The hardest thing I can think of to purchase is definitely the frag vest. You will, if you find a frag vest that is in Cadpat, either arid or just, they're TW, like you see in this photo down here. You see this mesh part you can see up here. They would wear that below their tack vest or their fishing vest, as it was called, because from what I've heard, there's been only so many good things said about this. And I know you're not gonna, from what I heard, is you're not really gonna be able to find a frag vest because, well, the Canadian military, I don't think, can even supply their own troops with frag vests right now. I think they have a gear shortage, I believe, from what I've heard. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I've heard. So if you're trying to find a frag vest, it's either it was stolen or it doesn't exist, or you're getting scammed, or you just came upon a very lucky opportunity. But yeah, Um, like I said, and then helmets. Uh, I haven't really looked into helmets. I know they're trying to incorporate a new helmet right now. I'm not sure if this is it. Maybe it is, but it doesn't look like it's fitting their head very well. Apparently, I don't know if they changed their helmets yet or issued them. Um, Maybe if they're slowly issuing them out. But if you really don't want to go out and spend a couple $100 on a helmet, you can always just get a boonie hat if you want to. Now, it depends on what impression you're doing. If you're trying to go down at a dollar and get that perfect impression, of course, get the helmet with the helmet cover because to be, as realistic as possible. But if you're doing this more for like an airsoft, I would kind of skimp out on a couple of details unless you're really trying to get that kit finished and like looking like real as possible, just go for it. But if you're just trying to have a basic impression just to look the part, skip out on the frag vest and skip out on the helmet and just get either a boonie hat or just wear the fishing vest. Now that's just my opinion. You could do whatever you want. I don't care. This is honestly what I would have done if you're on a budget, especially. But if you have no budget, it's still gonna take a while for you to get all this shit because Cadpat equipment is a it's a heck it's horrible and it's hard to find. Just horrible time. You're gonna have a horrible time trying to find it. But other than that, that's pretty much. I don't know if I have another slide. Oh, I do. So yeah, like I said, difficulty. It's very difficult to purchase, and the price they could get expensive. Probably the most expensive thing you will come by is definitely the frag vests because you either won't find it or it will be overpriced because some people know what the value of it is. But if you're trying to also get a rifle, that could also be the most expensive thing. And someone's kind of if you're in a specific country, they may not even allow that rifle or even that scope or whatever kind of restrictions your government has on a certain firearms. But that's not we're specifically talking. Even though it's part of the impression, I'm mainly talking about the uniform because of its camouflage. Um, I'm not sure if you could get these things, but I know that you could obviously get I think knee pads. There's some Cadpat knee pads, like Cadpat boots that were made. I would. It's up to you what you want to do. I know a lot of military personnel in Canada kind of get their own equipment or modify their equipment through CP gear, which is Canadian something gear. And they make Cadpat equipment, genuine Cadpat equipment for the Canadian military personnel. But if you want to ever buy it, you can. So you can always go there. And I do believe they take special orders. So if you're willing, if you want something, for example, like a frag vest, I think from a Reddit post or something like a forum, I read a couple of days ago, which was this Reddit forum was posted like 2011 or 5 years ago, so like years ago. That if you want to buy they can make replica like airsoft or just impression wise, they can make the frag vest for 140 KD. Now that was 11 years ago. Who knows how much it could be now if they got like 35 people sign off on it and like actually put their name on a piece of paper to purchase it. Now that kind of is like my spiel for this. I don't know anything else to talk about right now. If you have any more questions, go ahead and ask. Like I said, I'm not an expert on any of this. This is just what I've known because I've been trying to collect Cadpat for a while, and Cadpat is very difficult. I had some. I was even lucky to get myself a fishing vest recently. So, but yeah, this is kind of a video that's outside of my uh, channel. It's more like talking about camouflage instead of like gameplay of video games. I'll probably put in a separate playlist. Thank you guys for obviously watching. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, not an expert in any of this, but I thought I might give it a whirl. All right, see you guys.